Good morning, everybody. My name is Pete Rogalski. I'm the Public Works Director at the City of Richland, and I have the honor of introducing today's speakers and inserting a little history or flavor into the stories we hear since I've been working on this for a while. So first up is the City of Richland's Mayor, Mr. Michael Alvarez. Michael's the leader of our City Council, and as it happens, this City Council is getting to culminate what many City Councils have aspired to. And so one of the things that the City of Richland has brought to this project is stubbornness. And I won't attribute that to Mr. Alvarez, but collectively we've been persistent and stubborn. And so I'll turn it over to Mr. Alvarez.
Thank you, Pete. I know we have a lot of speakers speaking today, so I'm going to go ahead and just make a short speech. Thank you all for being here. This is an exciting day to see this long-anticipated project come to fruition. This road will be such an important connection from Gage Boulevard down to Taptail. This extension will definitely support economic development efforts here. This definitely would not be possible without the amazing partnerships we have here locally. The City of Kennewick, the Port of Benton, the Port of Kennewick, Washington State Transportation Improvement Board, Ben Franklin Council of Governments, Ben Franklin Transit, and more. Thank you for all your contributions to this effort. I know we have a lot of folks speaking today, so I'll keep it short, and congratulations all. Thank you very much. And Pete, do you want to come back up?
Next, I'm going to invite Mayor McKay from the City of Kennewick up. The City of Kennewick I think we signed an interlocal agreement in 2001 to do this project, to give you an idea how long we've both been at it. And the City of Kennewick was for the first 6 or 8 years, the City of Kennewick was actually the lead agency. They engaged what turned out to be the principal issue here, which was negotiating with railroads, and the City of Kennewick was the lead in those negotiations for a number of years, taking us into some taking us through a litigation at a state agency that was ultimately unsuccessful. And then when they ultimately handed the baton to Richland and stayed as a partner when it really became important to resolve things with the railroad. So I invite Mr. McKay up for his comments. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, and likewise with Mr. Alvarez, I've never known him to be that short-winded.
I was being nice, Bill.
But anyway, I will be short as well, and he pretty much gave my speech for me anyway. The partnerships that we do to make some of these things work. And you can see how long it has taken, 22 years almost, to get this little project. That is what frustrates me about government in general, is things taking that long to get done. It can be very frustrating. And so for the people who started this project, we get to finish it up. But those who started it and have been working on it for 22 years, I take my hat off to them and for getting this, because as Mr. Alvarez said, this will be a great addition to connect this part with the mall and everything else. So I take my hat off to all the partnerships. Mr. Alvarez named them all. It wouldn't get done without everybody participating, and so have a great day, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor McKay. I'm going to invite Commissioner Jerome Delvin from Benton County up. Benton County hasn't had the long history with the project that others have, but when we got to this point, when we got near the finish line in this project, our funding source options were starting to dry up. We had basically tapped every funding source available, and Benton County's Rural County Capital Fund came to the rescue at the final. So the majority of the construction activity that you'll see in the coming months is all because Benton County's Rural Capital Fund was made available to this project. So thank you, sir, very much.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. Since 2016, the county has put in about $15 million into the rural capital projects around Benton County, Port of Kennewick City, Richland, City of Kennewick, the other cities. So we're really proud to work with our partners. That '09 money, as we sometimes refer to it, comes from sales tax collected in this county, and then it's given back to the county from the state. And so we're working to extend that '09 money so we can continue to work with our partners to get development going. And we got a lot of development going, and that rural capital fund's been really, and Benton County's just been honored to participate in all these projects. And we just appreciate. So glad to finally see this coming to fruition, and that I can ride over the track someday. Thank you.
Next, I'm going to ask Ashley Probart from the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board to come up. The Transportation Improvement Board has been in this project just about as long as Richland and Kennewick, which is really hard for them because they like, as an agency, to Mr. McKay spoke about being productive as government. The TIB is a great example of having their money execute and not sit. And in our case, they had to be extremely patient to hold money and have it sit for a long time. Very much counter to their culture and their whole structure. And so we're extremely grateful that they stayed in it with us through multiple executive directors and multiple boards that had to see this project be on their poor performance list for literally years and years and years. And they didn't call me to be embarrassed in front of their board as often as it was present. So I'm really grateful, and thanks for Ashley making the trip across the mountains here to help celebrate us today.
Well, thank you. Again, I'm Ashley Probart, and I'm the Executive Director of the Transportation Improvement Board. And if you don't know what we're about, every time you fill up at the gas pump, 3 cents of your state gas tax comes to our board, which is about $100 million a year annually, and about $7 million is allocated throughout the region. So since this project was awarded back in 2005, we feel like a junior partner now. We've actually awarded 11 additional projects that have been completed by the city on that front. So I just want to say the city's got a great track record. And we know that I saw that Councilmember Carol Mosier was involved in this back in the day, and we know this was Mayor Bob's dream as well. And as Pete alluded to, normally this is a typical TIB project. It's just an urban punch through. It's got the bike lanes, the sidewalks, and off we go. And as Pete alluded to, we have hard rules. Normally, if you don't go to construction in 4.5 years, we pull your project. But given the unique situation, the city came to us and said, can you just put our project on pause, and we'll work through the litigation, and we know this project should be delivered. We also knew the ports had an interest as well. But one of the things about agreeing to do this is we have inventory control meetings to make sure projects stay on track, and we do those every 2 months. So on my watch over the past 5 years, Pete's had to update me about 30 times on the progress of the project, as maybe 60 to 70 times since it's gone forward. But the point is the city stayed engaged, our board has stayed engaged. And I do have some sad news that one of my staff's going to have to retire now that this project is complete, because I promised her that. But did I mention she's 42 and started at age 25? So I'm trying to work that out with PERS. A promise made is a promise kept. But in closing, and on behalf of the board, we were happy to partner. We know this project's really important, not just to the city, but to the region. And again, thanks to the staff and the community for persisting on this project, as well as the business community sticking beside it. So it's overdue and it's time to get done, and thanks for the opportunity to be here today.
Next up, I think I've got Christy Rasmussen from the Port of Benton. And the Port of Benton joined the project as a financial partner just recently, but has had the privilege of managing a lease that was problematic for for the city and the port for many years. And so this is like a, this is a sweat equity award where, and so we're really grateful for our longstanding relationship with the port, again, through multiple directors and multiple commissions and multiple lawsuits, unfortunately. But we're really thankful for Christy to come and represent the Port of Benton as a valued partner in the project.
Good morning. We at the Port are very grateful to be here today. The Port received this rail that you see behind us here in 1998 from the Department of Energy. We are looking forward to the new development and ease of access that this project is going to provide. And our work in the partnership with the City of Richland that brought this to fruition, we really are excited about this. And congratulations to the City of Richland for making this a reality. It's been a long time coming, as you've heard from everyone. We look forward to our continued partnership with Richland as we work together to strengthen our region. So thank you very much for having us here today.
Next up is Tana from the Port of Kennewick. The Port of Kennewick has been a long-standing economic development partner with the City of Richland. Within a stone's throw of this location, we can walk to their investments in multiple city efforts. And when we approached them with this project opportunity, we got the same answer we always get, which is they're enthusiastic partners with us. And so we're really happy. They joined us late again when we finally got through litigation and had property and construction to fund, and the Port of Kennewick is a valued partner. So thanks, Tana, for representing.
Thank you all. I'm here today because Skip Novakovich, our Port Commission president, was unable to join us, so he asked me to step in because this is an important project. But it's also personally important to me because I remember back when I worked at the Visitor and Convention Bureau writing letters of support for this effort, and so now I'm at the Port of Kennewick being able to see it complete, so that's exciting. Skip asked me to read his notes, and it says, "To the city's Center Parkway development partners and citizens, on behalf of the Port of Kennewick's Board of Commissioners and our staff, I send a heartfelt congratulations on today's groundbreaking for the extension of Center Parkway. And while I am unable to join you in person, I wanted you to know how honored the Port of Kennewick is to be a funding partner in this project. I want to commend the cities, their council members, and the staff for their vision and their persistence with this project. They worked diligently for years through many challenges to ensure additional mobility for the community. And with this project, they are providing not only better and safer vehicle access, but much needed improvements for pedestrians and bicycles as well. Port of Kennewick applauds the cities and the partners for starting the process of reconnecting our citizens with the Columbia River through this extension. This project will surely advance our economy and make our region a better place to live. Thank you. Sincerely, Skip Novakovich, Port of Kennewick President, Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
I see we've got Aaron Brach from the Council of Governments. The Council of Governments is our regional transportation planning organization, and they administer a bucket of federal gas tax funds. Ashley mentioned state gas tax. There's also a fraction of federal gas tax that comes to this region through Aaron's organization. And at one point in the project, when we were in between stalling points in litigation, they funded a middle part of the project that involved property acquisition. So very, very valuable thing. Before I give up the mic for the last time, I hope I'm not stealing Aaron's thunder, but this project started a long time ago as a simple street connection in a really busy vehicular area that was centered around the mall. And the vision has always been to support highest and best commercial development of the land around here. In recent years, our transportation focus has broadened to enable all kinds of users to have better use of all of our systems. And in recent times, the Council of Governments, the City of Kennewick, and the City of Richland went through a planning exercise to address what is actually, I'll call it a little bit of a bicycle and pedestrian desert right here in this area of the region. This area was built as a suburban vehicle-centric area. And we have a beautiful view of the river. And if you're on a bicycle or are walking, you really have some serious challenges about how to connect. So we did a planning study recently to look at how we could shoehorn or retrofit this whole area with features to support all users. And this road turned out to be a key link. So this road had some tweaks to its design in the final iteration to support better use of bicycles and pedestrians. And we went to work in the last year or two with the state legislature on solving the barrier that 240 is to getting between here on a bicycle and walking and the river. And gracefully last session, the legislature put seed money in place for a bicycle and pedestrian bridge over 240, a little bit west of Columbia Center Boulevard, that we hope to be the anchor of improving this whole system. So now what started out as 20 years ago as just a simple road to get vehicles around the mall and help people spend money here has morphed and molded to the priorities of the times, and it's going to be a key link for this new vision of how we can get around and prosper in our community. So with that, I'm going to let Aaron piggyback on that.
Good morning, everybody, and follow Pete. I think this project started back when I was in 3rd grade, so I'm glad that it's getting wrapped up now. So on behalf of the Benton-Franklin Council of Governments, I want to congratulate the City of Richland on the Center Parkway Extension. The Benton-Franklin Council of Governments is the metropolitan planning organization for the Tri-Cities area and coordinates with local jurisdictions to ensure the transportation system serves all types of transportation. This project was brought to the Council of Governments several decades ago and has received around $1 million in surface transportation block grant funding through BFCOG. This project will help improve mobility for all users of the regional transportation system, especially pedestrians and bicyclists, by creating a needed north-south corridor between Columbia Center Boulevard and Steptoe Street. So thank you to the staff members, to City of Richland, and all of the partners for getting this project done.